Cowboys and Cowgirls, it's Regan, aka Wannabe Cowboy here, in collaboration with Live in the Living Room. And today I have to introduce a very, very, very talented lady to the show. It's the one and only Sinead Burgess. Sinead, welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be chatting.
It's been a while, but how's everything been with yourself? I imagine you've been all
It's
over the
been
place.
yeah, it's been amazing. We've definitely been getting up the frequent flyer miles lately, just kind of bopping all over the place. But it's been amazing, and I'm super excited to head over your way very soon. Yeah, counting down the hours now.
Until you fly up. But for the people obviously that are new to Live in the Living Room, may have joined recently.
Mhm.
Tell us, who is Sinead Burgess?
Yeah, well, I mean, me. I'm a singer-songwriter. I've always been very focused on telling my truth. So I'm very much just an acoustic singer-songwriter, piano player at heart, and then everything around that. I produce music as well. So produce my own records and tour a lot. Have been touring with a lot of people over the years. And yeah, it's been an amazing journey, amazing journey. I'm very grateful it's taken me to the UK quite a few times now.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, people may not know this, but Sinead is Australian. She's based in Nashville, as you know. She writes country music, but she's actually, Aussie country, as we shall call it. But you've been a, you've been around since the very beginning of the resurgence of country music. There's very much the occasion towards the end of the '90s, early 2000s, where country's kind of petered off and it went into the uncool category, as people will call it.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
obviously you've been around, since like 2007. You came out right when country music started to slowly edge its way back into the genre of music. And what I really want to know is what made you choose country music, Sinead? What was you're thinking of going, this is the route I want to go down, this is for me?
Well, when I was a kid, I wasn't really into country music per se. I wasn't exposed to it probably. So I just grew up with great singer-songwriters, female strong guitar players, singers, a lot from that 90s era into 2000s and a lot of bands. That was kind of my first focus. And I was about 14 when a country music festival happened in Australia, and it was called Urban Country Music Festival, and there was actually a competition running for an up and coming sort of singer to go into this competition. And my mum put it to me, and she said, "Would you want to do this?" And I said, "Mum, it's country music. Like I haven't
Yeah, of
really
course, yeah.
listened to
I'm
much country music."
into it.
So it was an opportunity to play with a band, and I'm like, you know what, that sounds so much fun. And I started listening to country music, and it was like all of a sudden the little pieces just clicked together, because as a songwriter, I was writing my own music, so much of it was organic and doing that side of things. And then, yeah, country music just kind of made the most sense. And as soon as I did that, it just everything fell into place. And then any incarnation of music I've made over the years has always kind of come back to that central point of just being raw and honest and musical. And that really falls into country music.
Yeah,
And you'll
it's
have to excuse me, I have allergies kicking my butt right now. So, of course, it's just decided to,
I don't
I'm
suffer
just
from it.
crying.
The emotions are hitting. No,
The emotions are hitting just out of this one particular eye. But yeah, I love
you
country
know,
music.
hay
It's been in my
fever and stuff like that people suffer from. So I'm sure people watching
heart.
this are probably there like, this is great, but I can't see because of allergies. But
Yeah, yeah. Seriously.
no,
Nashville's so funny too because it's such a singer's town, obviously, but it's so prone for allergies that you've got this one hand where you're playing live all the time and the other hand where you can't sing or breathe. So yeah, it's
no,
very bizarre. I might just weep and cry a little bit.
that's what country music's about. It's about raw
That's
emotion,
it. That's it.
storytelling. Hearing your backstory, it's so nice to hear that you're an artist that has found the missing pieces in country. And like we spoke, you've been around for a long time, obviously. I think your first, is it You Get Me? You came brought out in 2009.
Gosh, that's a throwback.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're talking nearly 20 years ago.
Yeah. Thanks for that number.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's actually pretty wild to think about it because like I said, I started when I was a baby. I really started in the industry. I had my first record deal when I was 15. So it's been a really, really long path of figuring out exactly what it is I wanted to say, how I wanted to say it. And as much as it's felt like a long journey, I'm so glad that it's been what it has been for me because I've been able to very much um, just find so much strength in what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. And even just over the years, learning how to produce my own music, it's just kind of given more fire being able to use my voice in the way I wanted to. And I feel like now more than ever, the music I'm creating feels so much like me and feels so unique. You know, it's not sounding like anybody else. It's just sounding like how I'm hearing it in my head when I'm writing it. So it's an exciting time for me.
Yeah, it was always the case. You want to make the stuff that you love. You know, that's what creating music about from an outsider point of view. I very much on the media side, people just think, we just sit here and talk, but obviously we always like to delve in a bit more. We have our pre-interview calls and our post-interview calls, but you know,
Yeah.
getting to know you a bit more, it's a case if I can really tell that your heart and soul goes into what you write. You listen to quite a few of your songs, and you sit there and you can feel like, wow, it's like they're so relatable. And obviously, again, that's why I think people love them. And obviously, you mentioned about coming back over to this side of the pond. So we know this time last year, well, I say this time, March time last year, it feels like it, but you know, country to country festival, biggest country event in the UK, shall we say? As that as an experience, I imagine that must have been. Would you say that was your I made it moment in the sense of your country music career?
I mean, I feel like it's definitely been one of the cornerstones. You know, it's such a brilliantly run festival. It's so much fun. It's the way that they do it and spread it over so many stages and have so much available to country music fans, that it's free stages. You know, they can go and discover and find country music. I think that's phenomenal. And then obviously the big arena as well, where you've got, your main country artists that are coming over. I mean, it's really, really well done. And we had a ball playing it. But honestly, over in the UK, one of the biggest moments for me would have been opening for the Shires
Oh, Royal
back
Albert
in
Hall. Yeah.
2018, and Royal Albert Hall. I mean, that was a bucket list since I was a kid, and seeing that happen and being with friends that I could not say anything greater about the Shires. Ben and Chrissy are two of the best people, soul to the earth, and I just love them. So the fact that I could be on the road with two people that I adore more than anything, and they were sharing their stages with me, was just incredible. So yeah, I've been very lucky to have a few milestones in my career now where I can kind of look back and go, that's pretty cool. You know, it's
Yeah,
amazing how
great
far
memories.
a
Yeah.
guitar and a song can get you. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like you said, yeah, for people it can open up a world, and for yourself it has. As you mentioned, you're flying back over to the UK for Country Calling Festival this
Yeah.
Sunday. How does it feel that you got a phone call saying this is the first festival we're putting on under this name? Come and give it a go. We want you on the stage. That must have been a bit of a like, oh, I can't wait to get back to the UK.
Honestly, any phone call, any conversation I have that involves the UK, I'm so excited for, and I'm so there. Like there's something really special about touring over there. You know, I've been lucky enough to find some really great, fans and friends over there that have just been so supportive of me. And anytime I get to come over and play some shows, and especially when they're festivals, a new festival's always really exciting because, it's just feeding the country music fire. There's so much of it that's growing all around the world, and especially in the UK. It's been really special to see all of these festivals popping up. So knowing there's a bunch of people coming over from Nashville for it, a couple of my best friends as well, Kaylee Bell's coming over from New Zealand, my other half, Blake O'Connor, coming over. Like it's going to be a big party. There's two ways about it. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So I can't wait to get out there and play some new songs and play with the band. I haven't played with my band over in the UK before, so it's definitely going to be
Yeah,
a very fun experience.
well, that's the thing. I think you'll be surprised when you come over because, since last year, the country music scene has only expanded even more. Like
It's
it was,
amazing.
after C2C last year, we got Morgan at BST. This year we had
Yeah.
BST. Country music's growing, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised that when you go out on that stage, how many fans you have in the UK. Because when you played at C2C, you may have been a name they've never heard of before. And since then, you've probably been in their playlist every single day. They're listening to it. So, you know,
It's amazing.
as an artist, that must just feel like surreal. Just, having an imprint on someone at one point and then seeing them, again. I imagine there could be gigs that you go to where you recognize familiar faces.
Oh, every time, it's for me, like being able to do that and seeing, especially like fans that come on board and they love your music and they feel, for me, it's all about the people that feel connected to it because it becomes their story. Like I've been thinking about this a lot lately because I'm making my new record, and there's so much on this record that's going to be very, well, it's all of it. It's personal, and it's the stories from the vault and the tough times and the great times. And, there's kind of a lot of unedited information on this new record. But it's amazing, the deeper I find that I go into writing about my story and the experiences, and the more specific I am, you would think that it becomes less relatable because it's more your own story. But it's this really amazing thing where it kind of it just highlights how we're all going through the same thing at one point or another. And I think that for me is my why I do it, and why I love playing live, and why I love sharing music, is because you see people connect with it, and that it's kind of your job to be that voice for them, to go into being vulnerable and going, this is going to be really tough for me to share, but maybe it makes it easier for someone else to experience.
And like I said, yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there, basically. And I'm thinking ways of explaining it, which it kind of leads me on to, my next and, should we say, final question. So I'm going to have to tailor this a bit different because, like, we've already found out that you've already, you've done some of your goals and you've hit milestones. So obviously, I normally like to ask, so we know you can't spell country without try. So
I've never thought about that.
where are you trying to get to? But for you, Sinead, I'm going to reword it. So obviously, as I mentioned, you can't spell country without try. But Sinead Burgess, where are you trying to take country music?
That's a great question. That's a really great question. For me, I like I said, I love the connection, and as broadly as I can create that, as we sort of build person by person and song by song, I would love. I think my long-term thing is I would love to be part of people's lives and their soundtrack. I think live music and music in general is kind of the beautiful part of life, and it speaks to a lot of the hard parts really well, and kind of creates a safe place for people to go. And I think for me, I think my long term legacy, if you will, or where I'm trying to go in my music, is to kind of be that safe place for people to experience, to feel, to go through the great times and enjoy themselves, and to feel the moments that maybe are a bit harder to feel, but not feel alone within them, because that's great live music to me. You turn up to a show and it's escapism. Like you're in your feelings, that you're going through things, but it's a very healing thing. I've been to so many gigs where I've been going through something, or I've just really wanted to experience something, and I'll be in tears, but they're great tears. Like it's a very cathartic, very therapeutic thing. So I think for me, that's my long-term goal. As big as we can make that, and as many people as we can involve in that's the dream.
I think that's the most heartwarming answer we've ever had of that question.
Oh.
So there's another milestone that you'll hold. The number one sob spot, shall we call it?
Oh, I love it.
But
no, that's just how I feel. I think music's magical. I think it's one of those really pure magic things that we have, and the more that you can live within that and share that, that's about as cool as it gets.
Well, I mean, if people are looking forward to seeing you, if they're going to Country Calling, they can catch you, I believe, on Sunday the 17th on the main stage. That's gonna be some main stage, Sinead. It's gonna be crazy. But what I'd like to do now, Sinead, is obviously for the people, they're learning a bit more about you in this interview, but they may not always know where to find your stuff or where to outreach and be able to listen to your music. So this next, 30 seconds, a minute is all yours. Shout out anything you want, and if there's any specific people you want to give a special shout out to, the world's yours.
I love it. Well, yeah, you can find me on social media, pretty much across the board as Sinead Burgess. And the best way to remember the spelling is it's the Irish spelling, Sinead Burgess. But yeah, you can find me there. All my music online. I've got a brand new album coming very soon, so we're going to start trickling some stuff out for that, and I'm so pumped about that. It's definitely going to be a very fun next chapter. And then through the week, I have a radio show as well on the Big 615, which you can find on TuneIn. It's Garth Brooks's radio station, and I'm on 5 days a week. So I get to take that touring with me as well. So I'll be broadcasting from the UK and Europe on this next couple of week journey. So it's a lot of fun. So yeah, just come online, find me, and be sharing a whole lot of stuff very soon.
Well, there we go. the world was yours, and now the doors have shut to all the
The world is yours, and now you're out.
all the new plans that have flooded in. But no, Sinead, it's been wonderful to talk to you, and obviously, I'll
Likewise. Thank you so much.
all the best for Country Calling. I know you're going to smash it. But that's all time. That is. Oh, see, look, well, hey, there's a blooper for you, James. This is what I mean. Speak, 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 speak.
Oh, I'm queen of bloopers, so
Love that. But ladies
there's
and gentlemen,
generally
this is
something.
all we have time for today with Sinead. Again, big thank you for you to coming on. Until the next episode, I've been Regan, aka Wannabe Cowboy, obviously in collaboration with Live in the Living Room and the wonderful Sinead Burgess. Till next time, we'll see you later. Goodbye.
Great. See you, Regan.